Good afternoon, people. Well, I weren't going to be here today because I've been having a few days off, but I saw Adam's review, Beer Monster, and it was of, as you'll have seen, that beauty. But the difference is that beauty, as hopefully you can see, is now brewed and bottled in the UK. So, due to discussing with my staff and everything here, it's easier that we do separate videos rather than gabble on for 20 odd minutes and no idiot's going to watch it in a way, bar Michelle, because she always watches me. See, Blanc fan. Oh no, hold on.
Yeah,
Blanc fan. Anyway, not as big a fan as SJ. Obviously, my younger one is banging to Blanc and everything, hence why we've got these silly little girls' glasses. At least I didn't sell them when I had 6 on eBay like everyone else did. Should have done, come to think about it. Anyway, right, yeah, Blanc goes back a long way with me, as a lot of you know, from the 90s, before I even met Michelle. And the 90s were the days, like Robbie Williams. I absolutely loved the 90s. Got rid of the first wife and bango, fun began. So I was kind of like Robbie.
Oh dear, we digress. So,
yeah,
this, fortunately so far they haven't lowered the ABV.
No, which is a big plus, because that's what everyone feared. Obviously, oh yeah, that's what I forgot. Well, I'm going on about Robbie. I get confused when I start talking about Rob. See the hat? Robbie Williams? Go do me in. I'm not going to start singing Angels, so don't worry. But, no, what I was going to say, when me, you, Gareth and Anne were in London, we were at the Wigmore, and we were actually drinking Blanc on draft that was UK brewed. But, as a lot of you know, you get a lot extra sometimes on the old draft, don't you? And you're in the moment and everything. And
it's a nice warm day. So
going back to Adam, a friend, actually an associate, he's an Arsenal fan. But he'd done his review, which is fair enough. I understand that. To be quite honest, it was quite painful to watch because it wasn't that taken in, which again is a matter of opinion. But you know, if you go on football clubs, I'll say no more. Right. And it was £1.69 from the local, whatever you want to call them, I don't know, grocery.
Baba Food and Wine.
Something like that. El Baba Food and Wine. Anyway, let's get the pour, and we like to pour properly, unlike the Arsenal fans. Remember, we can't get it all in because it's a free 30ml bottle with a half pint glass, as in a UK half pint. They've done it all wrong.
So visually, I'm looking at this. It's looking exactly the same.
What do you think, Pop Charles? Citrusy.
Yeah, a little bit malty.
No skunkiness.
I think probably what you're picking up on is that slight grassy note that you get, and that you can pick up on these beers sometimes that are bottled.
Yeah.
I'm picking up on that a little bit, but I find that that's quite usual. I smell that with the French ones as well. Yeah, definitely citrusy coming out of the glass there.
A lot of citrus there, isn't there? There is a zestiness, and there is that yeastiness that you get from the Belgian ones. Remember, I've always said this is quite comparable to Hogarten, although not as good. Again, Hogarten coming on the keg, it's always going to be that little bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for me. This is a great warm weather beer. Enjoyed it on draft in London that day. I have to say it was a lovely, pleasant day, and it was a really nice, clean pint. So, okay, so far, having done the sniff test,
we're pondering.
Yeah,
the ponder test.
And looking at it visually, I'm not seeing any difference from French brewed stuff.
No. Go on then, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Because it's only a little head, because we've done a little head because it's kind of Englishy now, isn't it? I don't knock everything that's brewed in England, but a lot of things, as we know from Perfectdraft, they've messed up. It's not brewed in Wales.
Okay, let's see what you think.
See, on the ponder test, it's exactly the same. after you.
Okay, so I'm going to go on this and say we've had the French bottles, as you know, we went over and did the French drink. Had the French bottles quite recently.
Like the other day.
So visually, aroma, and now I'm going to go on the taste. I'm not noticing any difference.
No, I'm not.
I do find when we're in Asia, sometimes the cans have a slightly more acidic, citrusy taste to them. It's a little bit more pronounced. But this particular bottle that's brewed in the UK is, for me, I'm going to say the same as the French bottle that I just tried recently.
And quite the same as the Vietnamese for me. I say we will go back with the French one, the total French one, and the French English one.
Picked up from.
Or we'll do two. I don't know. We'll work it out.
Places.
Yeah. Go on. I'll let mine.
Yeah, this for me, it is the same. It is the same.
It's spot on. It's absolutely brilliant. You know, with Adam, maybe Adam just don't like it, which, as me and Adam were talking about, is quite a possibility.
Blanc hasn't been, it's been a massive hit, but then there's people who don't like it, which is fair enough because not every flavour is for every palate, so that's quite understandable.
It's become a Marmite beer, and then a lot of people hate because of the wanting to hate. You know. There's certain people in certain beer groups, I won't mention any names, I have no need to, but I knew it was all right because I knew we'd had it on draft, as I said earlier. So I kind of thought, well, hold on a minute, let's go along here and give it a fair shot, just in case there's a noticeable difference. I mean, you might put the French one up against it and then say, oh my God, it is different.
Actually, yeah, I'm picking up on a difference here. But having had the French one quite recently, it's still quite clear in my mind how it tasted.
Saturday night.
So,
do you know, if I was to say one difference, and I know we're looking at me all shocked there.
Okay.
I think there's more of a citrus aftertaste on here. The citrus is really more full on. Sometimes you think, oh yeah, it's there, and then it comes through.
For me, this is quite a citrus dominated drink.
Yeah,
I find it particularly citrusy. It's not one I drink all the time. I find that style of drink with those style of flavours refreshing in the heat. So if one's offered to me and I'm in a hot climate or it's a warm day, then I grab it. I'm not massive into it all the time like Paul and Sean, but I still think it's a good beer. I enjoy it on a hot day.
It's a great all-rounder, but that is definitely, it's got a lovely...
For me, it's the same.
You hit the bitterness at the end, and you do get a lovely citrus hit. It flows down. You know, it's a win-win-win for me. I panicked for this day. Don't get me wrong, I really panicked. And she's been at the dentist today. I'm sat outside the dentist, and I'm thinking, I can't watch that other one again. And I'm thinking, oh God, is this it? And I brought up, obviously we've got some glasses, some memorabilia. I've got tap handles. I've even got a new thing coming, haven't I?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if they've ruined it, I'll have to keep going to France to get it. And then what about when I move up north? How am I going to go all the way to France?
The only thing I'm going to say on this is I hope that this isn't just a slow introduction to what is going to become a beer that just goes down and down in ABV and gets totally ruined the way that they've done with a lot of them. I think if it goes along that lines, then you're going to start seeing major differences, and I think it really could affect the quality of this particular beer. But for the moment,
it's great.
It's still
5%. Okay. It's light-bodied and it flows down. Yeah. And I will have no problem when obviously Tesco's and Sainsbury's, because you've still got the French ones in there at the moment. Yeah. Change over, but I say we will go back in with the other two.
I will be keeping a close eye on what they do with the
and we'll keep
ABV on this.
Some back is the idea, isn't it?
Yeah. From
the other batch, because obviously we've got the French and the French English.
Yeah.
And when we go to Vietnam next month,
we'll be able to bring something there as well.
So right, that's video 1 of possibly 3. As it stands, it's a yes.
It's the same as the other ones you've been buying.
So yeah, if you like your Blanc, you don't have to lie to your missus now, Pete. Shh. Right, no more. Bonjour.